Racing jargon, complicated, right? We're here to explain. It's often a bit of a mystery, isn't it? How do you train a racehorse for a race? And the answer is there are many different ways to skin a cat. Loads of different trainers, different countries, different backgrounds will do it all differently. Essentially the key, what most of them say, is you've got to keep the horse happy and healthy and at the same time have them fit and sound. So a lot of the time when the horse first comes into work, they'll do slow, steady work, a lot of walking, trotting, building them up, conditioning their muscles, but also conditioning their bones. Because if you do too much too quickly, that's when you risk injury, breaking bones, tendon damage, etc. Excuse me. So there's that slow build up and gradually they get fitter, they do more work, they go faster. Then they bring in gallops, which often they'll do maybe once a week, twice a week, when they will gallop normally in a group of 2 or 3 horses. Again, every trainer does it differently, sometimes on their own. And they'll go decent speeds, closer to racing speeds. What's interesting though, is you might be preparing a horse for say a 2-mile race, but you won't train it over 2 miles. They very rarely gallop over more than say 7 furlongs, which is just short of a mile. It would always confuse me, but essentially it's because a lot of the time during a race a horse can go along aerobically within themselves, and it's only towards the closing stages that you really ask them for an effort. They go into anaerobic exercise and they get that lactic acid burn and they have to call on their reserves of energy. So that's an interesting one. Jumps horses, again, will be trained quite differently. A lot of the modern thinking is they train them long and slow on deep, heavy sand. So you get them fit, you get them strong without having to do too much speed work. Again, they're obviously racing over much further, often on softer ground as well. So different trainers will do everything differently. Sprinters, again, will be trained different to stayers. Sometimes they're just kept in a field most of the week, then they'll run frequently and that will be used as their training. Normally, once a horse is fit and racing and ticking along, they won't do too much work at home. They'll just stay fit and sound. And you've got to train the mind in here as much as the body. If anyone's got any comments, thoughts, questions, leave me a message below.